Hey guys, it's Sarah and I am here for my Stash Dive Saturday, which is going to be a page for the Sketches and Time Design team. I'm going to be using this sketch today, which is by Brent Shiva. I hope I said that right. um, so I'm going to be doing a Georgia Bulldogs page today. And what really stood out to me was the diagonal design as far as going straight across and kind of breaking up the background into two pieces, so I really like that. I do have one last sheet of this really large Georgia 12 by 12 piece of paper, so I'm going to go ahead and cut into it. So I went ahead and did that, and I'm going to put that onto a piece of cardstock. So I just went straight down the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and use this as my top layer according to the sketch there. I hope my voice is okay. I just got sick, so I just came down with a cold literally like this morning. So I'll try not to sound too gross if I can. Okay, so I took a white Signo Uniball gel pen and I made kind of faux stitches along the seam there. And I just think that adds a little bit more of the detail without actually going to my sewing machine. And I haven't used that pen for a while, so it was cool to bring it out. And my pen doesn't write wonderfully, like smoothly, I guess. I kind of had to go back and forth a few times to get a good image of the pen, but I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my 6x6 paper pads and I'm going to pull out a few things here that I am going to use for my layering pieces. I have quite a few of these. I did just use a basic gray barista. This one right here was a Studio Calico. This one is Amy Tangerine +1. And I'm looking for black and red, and that's it. So this is Basic Gray Mon Ami, which is designed by Kelly Perky. And then this is a Studio Calico print shop. So I'm just pulling whatever kind of catches my eye. And I'm going to go ahead and use these 5 pieces of paper to make my layers behind my picture. And I really like the way that it turns out. And I did break up the red from each other because they're not the same tone since they're from 2 different paper pads, so it works. Okay, so I'm cutting off kind of the perforated edges from some of them because they came out of paper pads, so some of them had little rough edges. I'm going to go ahead and try to be cool and put this down, and of course everything shifts, so I'm like, whatever, just gotta go by the, do it the harder way, I guess. I was trying to be cool and not have to move anything, but it didn't work. Okay, so I got all those down there, and I tried to make it so that the larger black image goes on the diagonal along with the background there. Excuse me, guys. I can't even clear my throat right now. I'm really sorry. Okay, so I'm going to use this black and white striped frame. That's from a die cut pack that I don't remember who made it, along with these frames here too. They all came from the same pack, but I don't have a manufacturer on them because I took them out of the packaging and I have no clue. They're sitting in my random die cut box, so that doesn't help me. But I'm going to go ahead and cut these 2 frames up here into 2 pieces and layer them around. And I'm kind of doing that in place of these circles that are on the sketch. There's a couple little circular areas, but I'm going to use frames instead since everything else is kind of squarish. So I'm just going to do that. I will bring another circular element in here soon. And then for this frame here, I'm going to do my journaling inside of it, and I'm using a 4x6 lined Project Life card. So I'm just going to stick that down and then cut around the edges, and that is where I will do my journaling for this page. Just trying to get everything all even. And this picture is of my girls, and this was on the very first day of the Georgia Bulldogs football season this past year. We always take a picture on the first game of the season, dressed up in our shirts and stuff. So these are my girls in their shirts, and they're ready to watch the game. They pay attention to like the first maybe 10 minutes and then they're done. But they do like to see Uga, the mascot. So whenever he comes on, they make me rewind it so they can see him. So they're interested, kind of. And anytime football's on TV, they always think it's Georgia. So it's funny. During the Super Bowl this year, Layla walked into the room and saw football was on, and she goes, "Go Georgia!" It's like, no. A+ for enthusiasm, though. I like it. It was funny. All right, so I'm using these thickers here, which are called Marquis and or Marquise or something like that. Marquise. I don't even know how to say it correctly. There is another thicker that's called Marquis, and it's different than this, so this is an older one. I was short 1A, so I just took a second D and cut the taller part off of it to make an A. So I can't really tell that much. But I spelled out Game Day. And I really like this font because not only is it black, but it has white stitching along the like it looks like it has white stitching along the outside of it, and that's going to tie into my little faux stitching as well. And I'm using my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive to put down. I got that done. And now I'm going to cut out a couple of these flowers from this pattern paper here. I don't know the manufacturer on this paper anymore. It's more of a recent one, but I cut out a couple of these large black and white flowers. So I'm going to put those down. And I'm using that to kind of cover up the little awkward edge of the frame there. And then I'm going to use a couple of flare badges here. The two Georgia ones, that one there is just the picture of the mascot, and then that one says #Bulldogs, and then I have a black and white polka dot one. The two Georgia specific ones are, I got them on Etsy at Tony Frum's shop, which is actually no longer open, but she had custom made those for me a while ago. And then the black and white one I just had in my stash, so I just grabbed it because it was the right colors. Now this die cut pack here is from Basic Gray. It's from Kelly Perky's Second City line, and they had a couple little arrows and a red number 2, which I break. Yep, there we go. I just broke it. So I was like, great. I was trying to pop out a little extra piece that didn't get cut all the way through, and then it completely ripped it. So I'm just going to take my tiny attacher, which I was going to use anyway, to put it down, and I just kind of stapled the top parts together, and you can't really tell. And since these are transparent, they really blend in together, so to make them stand out a little bit more and be able to read what they say, I'm putting them on top of a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to staple it down and then just cut around. So you can see that red one says wonderful, and this gray one here says right here. So it just helps them pop a little bit more. Just cutting around all these here. So I'm just going to have one of those underneath each flower. And I'm going to go ahead and put these on pop dots so that they stand up a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and put my flare down, and I'm putting those right in the middle of the flowers here, and then one right above the journaling. And then I will put down these arrows. And then afterwards, actually, after the camera's off, I go ahead and I take my gel pen and I make stitching along the other two sides there, just to kind of help bring it all together. I felt like I needed a little something else, and you will see that in the close-ups here. But I'm going to go ahead and start doing that now. And that's it. That completes my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will go ahead and show you the sketch again at the end here. And please head on over to the Sketches in Time blog and check out other people's take on this same sketch and play along with us. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.